streaming to YouTube. Now, how do I get it to show something? If anybody can watch this or hear me right now, which there's a chance people hear us right now, Elizabeth, I am just playing around with the streaming software, and this is not worth watching, so, yeah. How do I get it to show my screen? That would be a way to get it to show.
Dang it. 27.
Hey, you go, girl.
By myself. 29.
That's a new best.
Never mind, 29.
Yeah, it always looks like it's better than it is.
Here. Look at Lucy.
Oh, sources? I gotta add a source.
Tapping in and listening to us.
Yeah, I'm streaming. I've been streaming on YouTube for 1 minute and 41 seconds, so I'm trying to figure out how to get to show my screen. I think this is it. Screen capture. Create new screen capture. Make source visible.
There's
Okay.
someone watching us.
Ooh, look at that. Is it showing? Hey!
I have a question.
Huh?
Can I turn my show on?
Inception.
Oh.
So now that my screen's recording,
Look
at how easy that was to get live streaming to YouTube.
Carter.
Huh?
Can I turn my show on in here?
Yeah.
Can you put this away?
Wait, can you actually pull up my YouTube and watch my stream? I wonder if it's hearing my audio right now. Just pull it up on your phone. Go to YouTube and go Courd.
I don't have my phone. You have to go get it for me. Hey, Carter. I have 2 curtains I need you to hang up. Can you hang them up, please?
Oh, that's funny.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, let me hang up curtains.
Yeah, I have one for the bathroom, too.
I wonder if it... Boo! Yeah, I think it's recording our mic right now. Oh, there's a YouTube app on my Switch. Let's use that.
Order? I'm gonna order your another birthday gift from Amazon.
Yeah, you're gonna order a birthday gift from Amazon.
So if it comes, don't open it, okay?
No open, no peeking, Quarter.
Okay, can you be quiet? I'm gonna read my scriptures real
What's
quick.
going on? It's Carl here, back with another episode. I promised I...
You hear me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna read my scriptures. I need quiet.
Good idea.
Hey, Carter.
Yeah.
Can you look at the rainbow tonight, please?
Yeah, good idea.
So I can run it tomorrow while I'm home. Were you late today?
Mm-hmm.
You were?
Also, we're streaming live to YouTube right now.
Oh, can you turn that off?
Cool, so it can hear my voice. Oh, live streaming to YouTube was really easy.
Today we're going to go over the top 10...
What in the heck? Don't go over the top 10 something. Watch my live stream.
Today we're going to go over the top 10...
I see.
This is cool. I wonder if I can add my screen or my webcam.
You poop with your butt?
Hopefully. Maybe it's this one. VLC video source.
It's like way delayed.
About 10-second delay.
Chapter 21. The Messiah will be a light to the Gentiles and will free prisoners. Israel will be gathered with power in the last days. Chapter 21. The Messiah will be a light to Isaiah chapter 49.
That's cool. The VLC video source isn't doing anything now. Audio capture device. Open that one up. Hey, there I am. easy. I wonder if I can add a green screen easily. Oh, and copy filters. That makes me think I can create them. Hey, filters. Effect filters. Noise. Compressor. None of those look like green screen stuff. Oh, never mind. There we go. Chroma key. Look at that. Well, I certainly don't have a green screen set up, but let's see how quickly and easily we can chroma key with this. There's a purple. And my shirt's red. How do I keep messing that up? You're supposed to be watching my live stream, Switch, not whatever you're showing me. Go back. Where's my live screen? No, not a turtle. Ugh. Alright. Look at that. Although, my whole point was this. Red's a bad color. Alright, how does this blue do? It does alright, I think. So let's try this. Ideally, it would just hold up like that. Does not look blue. It kind of like color balances itself. Which I guess won't be an issue on the front of it, I'd hope. I don't know how I want to keep this up here though. See, I'm gonna move this further away from my computer so we don't get that awful echo thing. There we go. I don't think I'm getting very far. Gotta be a good way to get this to work. Alright, whatever, just hung it over a door. Let's grab this. My stream has a pause. No. Oh, so it's showing me in the corner too. That makes sense. Alright. Now. Still not very big. obviously need a better setup than this. Huh.
How come we don't do it at the desk?
I'm trying to get a blue screen behind me. I was trying to find a way to set this up.
You can put that at the desk.
I can put this behind me at the desk. I tried that for a little while. I got that table, got a few things. Nothing seemed to work. You know, if you ever watch my live streams.
Why don't you hang it right here on this wall? Look. You hang it right here and then put that table right here and they can.
Well, I don't want to pin it to the wall.
Why?
If it was a permanent thing, but I'll do something better.
If you're doing a YouTube channel, is it gonna be permanent?
Yeah, but not right here. I'll set up something permanent somewhere good later. This is just a quick test.
Can we hear prayer?
Also, I'm not going to use this thing.
What thing?
This is my blue screen.
How come you need a blue screen?
It was the best I could find. Alright, we'll try that. Chroma key. Okay, yeah, hang on a second, baby poops. Oh, what in the world? Magenta. Custom. Select color. I'm not able to just color picker it. Oh, pick screen color. Well, what the heck? Why would that key out everything? Alright, let's go to green. Blue looks so weird. Why is... Alright, let's go blue. Okay, I might be getting how this works. Alright, so first let's shut that off. Select color. Screen color. My color's missing. They're pretty. Does my face really look that blue, or it wants to key out my face? Smoothness. It seems like every slider just makes it worse. Oh, do you know what? What I'm seeing on my computer screen is not what I'm seeing on my Switch. Of course, on my Switch, I hit to watch Grand Theft Auto. Alright, let's see how this looks. Maybe that's what I'm seeing. Well, I think I'll have to use a proper camera. Let's see how this looks though. Hey, I think that's somewhat realistic. I mean, obviously it's a crappy and not real screen. I can put real effort into it and make it look a lot nicer.
Crappy and not real.
So I'm gonna put a picture behind. And that'll do the trick. See how I look here. Yeah, and that looks like crap. Very unrealistic, but I can see the software working if I actually use a good camera that's not trying to autofocus. And right now it's a webcam. So I'm pretty impressed with this program. Pretty quickly I was able to do some pretty fun stuff. And I think I can make this even smaller, which I'd want to do. I don't want to be like probably that size. I wonder if anyone's watching me. Hopefully no one is, because this is crap. 2 are watching now. Who else is watching? Is there a comment section? Are you guys able to tell me that you're watching? I know I'm watching. Who else is watching? You should message me on Facebook if you're watching right now. I wasn't expecting anybody to watch this. I was just messing around with the streaming software. So shows somebody else is watching. Stream health. No active stream. Stream option. Go live. Am I watching too? Who else is watching me? I am very new to streaming. I'm just playing around with this person. Streaming checklist. Optional features. Add stream info. Optional features. Set up encoding software. And download coding software. Stream options. There's like a 10-second delay I've noticed. This says that the added delay is none. I wonder if I would actually add a delay, what that would do. Enable live chat. So hey, live chat is enabled. Oh, I just realized I still look like crap for that one person watching. Let's remove the effect. Chroma key. How easy. This software is very intuitive. New, hold potentially inappropriate messages for review. And say not now. Ah, here's the chat area. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. Abide by community guidelines. If I don't want to learn more, I just want the thing to go away. Subject. Who is watching? That is cool. I'm going to try to comment on my Switch. Well, you guys will just see my Switch. Probably. Interesting. There's a button for live chat, but when I press it on my Switch, nothing happens. Like the side goes gray. Oh, do you know what? No. Like the side. Well, I don't think I can participate in the live chat from my Switch, unfortunately. Even though the app developers included a button for live chat, it does not seem to work. Well, craziness. Alright, well, the main reason I set all this up is because I've been thinking about doing a web development tutorial series. I don't think I'm going to do it as live streams, but the software can also just record and then I can upload later or edit it and whatever. So I think it will work out pretty well. It should be fun. But for fun, while I'm here, maybe I'll teach some very basic HTML. Oh, there's only one person watching now. I lost my viewer. So, for the no one who's watching, HTML, I'm going to set up a div. No, that's not teaching. Alright. Let's do this. So, this is CodePen. CodePen is a place where you can learn to code, or where you can practice coding, really. So, if you just go to codepen.io, you'll be able to see a lot of things that other people coded. And this is all web code, so it's HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, the same thing that makes websites. But you can make some pretty fun things with web code. Like if you see this, it's just some beautiful gradient sort of thing floating by. This is mostly JavaScript and CSS. Some big save thing. Like they coded this. It's just the word save, but you see what they did with the visuals on it. They made it look rather interesting. This person just did a little loader ring. I've actually made a few little spinners. They're kind of fun to make. So this is pure HTML and CSS. And this person actually made some butterflies. This person, CSS grid. Is this an actual playable game of Pac-Man? No, there's only 2 lines of JavaScript. So just to kind of explain out the basics of web programming. There's 3 types of programming languages that every website are going to use. I mean, I guess you can get away with making a website without using all 3, but at very least you're going to need HTML. You can't build a website without HTML. And I'm going to show you kind of the basics of that. Here's my beautiful wife. She wants to say hello. I had one person watching me, but now I don't think anyone's watching me.
Are you sure it's not you, dummy?
No.
You're watching yourself.
Oh, look, there's 2 now. So yeah, somebody's back. It's me. It went down to 1, then it's up to 2. If you're watching, say hello into the chat area. Wait, how come you're hiding? Alright, so I'm just going to teach some basic HTML, CSS, and JavaScript today. We're going to talk about how we can build a web app. So if you want to follow along, you can go to codepen.io and /pen, and you'll be able to view right where I'm at. The only thing I've changed is I put the change view to this view, so it's all here on the side. Now HTML is the basic of what puts things on a page. So if I type hello here, it's just going to straight up say hello. So that's pretty basic. Now we can start making a website with just HTML. But what HTML stands for is Hypertext Markup Language. So what that means is it's a markup language that will let us put different elements onto the page. So we could do more than just plain text. Like if we wanted to do an image, we can type img, and then since CodePen has a popular coding extension called Emmet installed on it, we can just type img and then hit tab, and it's going to kind of fill out the rest of it for us. And it's okay to get used to that, because any modern text editor will let you install Emmet, or probably already has it installed by default if you're coding HTML. So you just remember it's a img tag. Just type img and then tab, and it's going to pop out like that for you. Now there's two main attributes that it's set up. I'm going to move my switch a little further away. There's two main attributes that it's set up for us, and that's what these two pieces are, source and alt. Now the source is where we get to put in the URL to our image, so this is pretty straightforward. I can come in here and search DuckDuckGo for cats. Google, come on, DuckDuckGo.com. I don't want to look up that. DuckGo.com. Alright, there we go. DuckDuckGo.com. This is actually what I want my default browser to be, so I'm going to set that up real quick. Brave is my default search engine is what I meant to say. Search engine, we want to be DuckDuckGo. I redo my computer a lot, so settings like this don't save. Is there just a save button, or not just do it? Let's try it out. Cats. Cool. We searched cats on DuckDuckGo this time. Cool. And I'm going to set safe search to strict. I've noticed that DuckDuckGo, they don't filter like Google does. Google does a really good job at trying to make sure it's showing you what it thinks that you're looking for, but it doesn't always show you what's organic and what should be there. That's part of why I use DuckDuckGo. Also, they have really good answers in the web section. It's pretty neat. But here's a cool cat. So we're gonna right-click this and hit Copy Image Address. Let's see if you're still here. Hey, you're still watching. Look at that. And DuckDuckGo proxy. Let's see if we can make it a little more basic. I hit View File. We're gonna take this. Boom. So now we have an image with the source of that. And there it came in. This is a really big image of a cat. It's going to kind of rebuild every time. So something that we can do to make this image smaller, because it's so big, is we can use CSS. CSS determines the styles of the elements that we put on here. So actually, let's go back up here and let's type hello up top. And then I'm going to come here to the CSS, and for the image, I'm going to type img. So I'm selecting all image tags. So this is our image tag. And then you open and close curly braces, and then it's common to hit enter here, and it will kind of split it up to a separate line. So we can have our braces at the beginning and at the end. Then everything that we type in here are just things that we want to tell the image to look like. So I can say that the width of the image is, let's say, 80 pixels. And that's going to make it jump way down. But let's make it 300. Now, if it seems intimidating, like, oh, how am I ever going to know how many pixels to put here? You start to learn pretty fast. Just playing with the values. You go, okay, so that's how big 600 pixels is. You kind of get used to it. Now, I could set a height attribute also. Usually, I like to only set one for an image. Let's say if I set the height to 200 pixels. Now, it's going to kind of stretch the image a little bit. Let's make it more exaggerated. Let's set it to 800 pixels. See how it's stretched? If you only set the width or the height, not both, you're going to have the image stay at its aspect ratio. So that is good stuff for you. Now let's say this hello, we want it to look nicer. Right now it just says hello to the side of the image. Something that we can do is we can tell it that this is a heading. And the way that we do that is by putting it in the H1 tag. H1 is the biggest type of heading. It's supposed to be like your main heading on the page. And you can do it H2, H3, H4, H5. What's applied by the tag. So we put hello in the middle. There's a H1 here, the H1 here. In the middle is what's applied by it. Now there's the / right here on the closing tag. That lets HTML know that it's a closing tag. So if we wanted to center the text so the H1 is in the middle, we can go H1 and then open and close our curly braces. And we can type text align center. Oh, I typed too many L's there. There we go. Now that's centered. Now the image, if we wanted to center that too, you would think that you could just go like, it's not text, you can't go text align center. So if you want to center the image tag, there's another property you can do. It's like margin auto, but that's not working for us either. But there are several ways that we could center it. Probably the easiest way when it's HTML way, to not get into too fancy CSS, is we could use the center tag, where we just type center and then hit tab. And that will open and close our center. Now to wrap it, we can go end and close it there. So we have our closing center tag here. The image is inside the center tag. So here's our opening tag. Then we have our image and then the closing center tag. And that centers it. Now something else we can do is we can get rid of the text align center here for the H1. And let's say text, let's go font color is going to be green. There's text color. What? So now you gotta learn about Googling or DuckDuckGoing. Why am I not knowing this? Font color CSS. So if you don't know what something is, you just look it up. Text CSS color property. It is text color. Oh, it's just straight up color. I feel dumb now. So yeah, you just type color. Color green. Cool. Now that's green, but it's no longer centered. But what we can do is we can take the center tag and we can move it up, and it will center our text too. So center tag will center everything. Where CSS can be a little funny with it sometimes. Now JavaScript is really the only programming language here. Hey, I saw a person watching. I thought I would have bored you to death by now. JavaScript's the only programming language here. So this is where we could do like conditional stuff, or make fun stuff happen. So if I want to make it so that if somebody clicks on the cat, oh, it did a little beep. I wonder if somebody messaged in chat. Did you message in chat? Is anyone here? I'm gonna close this cat. Alright, so if I want to, let's say when you click on the cat, I want to make it say you clicked on the cat. It's going to tell you that. So what we can do is we can say document. So document refers to all the code, everything that makes this page what it is. So we can say document dot body. Now body is going to be this, everything that we wrote and said to HTML. So put document dot body. Actually, let's, instead of doing it that way, let's go document dot, and then there's a function on document that we can use. It's going to be called query selector. And then what we can pass in here is a CSS selector, just like we have here. So we have our image tag right here. We can query this selector, the image tag. And then we can say dot add event listener. And you got to capitalize the E and the L. That's very important, just like the S in query selector. And then we got to open our parentheses again. And then we got to say what type of a listener we want it to be. We can say click. And then we got to tell it what we want it to do here. So this is an arrow function. That's kind of what you can draw to tell it to do what you want it to do. So here we can say like let x equal cat. So we just defined a variable called x and set it equal to the string cat. And now we can say alert and then we can set up a string and say you clicked on the, and then we can go plus our variable, which is just cat. But we're also going to want to put a space here, otherwise it's going to be like the cat, all one word. We don't want that. So now, in theory, when we click on the cat, it's going to declare a variable x as cat and alert and say you clicked on the cat. Or it just won't work. Document.query selector image dot add event listener. Click. Alright, you clicked on the cat. I'm going to double click right here. Document.query selector image.add event listener. Click. That looks right to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change view, or not change view, you go in this playground and you save it. After you save it, you can change view to debug mode. In debug mode, I can press F12, or if you right click, you can go to view page source. Or not view, sorry. It's inspect. And then you go to console, and it should tell you what's wrong. So I click on this, it says cat is not defined. Oh, I named my variable X. So it's usually dumb things like that. I set X to cat, and then I tried to write out the word cat, but my variable was X, so that was the problem. You probably knew what it was. I click on that, and it says, you clicked on the cat. So there's our first little website. So let's make it a little more fun. Instead of hello, we can say, please click on the cat. And click on it, it says you clicked on the cat. Now what we can do is we could do this. Let's go actually above our function. We're just going to say y, or we're going to say let y equal 1. And then on our onClick function, we're going to say y plus plus. And that's just going to say make y equal 1 more than it equaled before. We could also do y equals y plus 1. And that's the same thing. So it really doesn't matter y plus plus or y equals y plus 1. Same thing. I'm just going to leave it at y plus plus. It's a few less characters of code. And less code is usually better. Yeah. So now y is going to increase 1 every single time. Now we're going to say you clicked on the cat, and then I'm going to do plus. I'm going to add more to this string. You clicked on the cat, and we're going to say plus y plus the word times. Now notice I started with a plus or with a space here again. I'm gonna make this a little bigger for you too. It's easier if it's all one line. Okay. So notice that you clicked on the, and then I closed my string and I said plus x, and then I said plus y, I said plus times. So it should do the trick. You clicked on the cat 2 times. Oh, do you know what? 2 was wrong because we're adding. So what we want to do is just change this to 0, and that will do the trick. Because now it starts at 0, and the first time you click on it, it changes to 1, and then it says that I clicked on it 1 time. So there we go. On the cat. Oh, I need to add the string here too. So plus, just so we can get a little space in between. Now it says you clicked on the cat 1 time. Now this works, and this is how JavaScript worked for a long time as far as strings go. And there's nothing wrong with doing it this way, but there's a newer, better way of doing your strings. I'm going to kind of compare the two of them. So that's a traditional way. It's called concatenation. That's how you can put a variable into your string. But the other way is to use the backtick, which is the it's like the squiggly on the keyboard, but you don't hold shift. I'll do the backtick. And then what I'm going to do is copy the whole inside and paste it right on in and show you what we can do that's a little different. Now we're going to get rid of all these quotes and all these plus signs. And now our string looks much more normal, right? But still, JavaScript's not going to know what x is if it wants me to just say the word x, or if it wants the variable x or y, or the variable y. It doesn't know. So the way to tell it the difference is you do a $, and then you wrap it in curly braces. And now it's going to read just normal, but when it comes to x and to y, it's going to know that. Now I don't have all these plus signs. I'm not adding an extra string of a space. This looks nicer. It's shorter to type. And if I wanted to move a variable, maybe I wanted to say, you clicked on the cat times, and then the amount of times that they clicked on it. I could, and that might be weird, but it'd be much easier to move around your variable in a string this way than it would be in that upper syntax. So this is the way I usually do all my strings, is with the template. This is called a template literal. So what we're going to do is trade out our alert for this and see if it works the same. You clicked on the cat 1 times. Oh, and that's something else we can do. You clicked on cat 2 times. You clicked on the cat 3 times. You clicked on the cat 4 times. Now, if I've only clicked on the cat 1 time, we don't want to say times. So we can actually put more logic in here about that. So I can say, let word equal, and then we can say, y equals, we do 3 equals to see if it's the same in JavaScript. Y equals 1, and then we do a question mark. And so that's saying if y equals 1, then we're going to set word to whatever we want it to be. So I'm going to say the word's going to equal, and we can do a string. We're going to use template string, even though we're not putting any variables in this. If it equals 1, we're going to say it's time. But then this is how we do else, is we just do a little colon like that. So if y doesn't equal 1, then we're going to be times. So now, if we click on the cat, it will say, you click, oh, no, I don't think it reloaded yet. Did I do that wrong? Is y equal 1, time, no, that's right. Oh, are we not on? It should reset as we make changes. 4 times. I'm going to refresh it. So I'm just refreshing. Why is it still saying 1? Oh, you guys think I'm dumb. It's because I didn't put my variable in here. So now it's going to use word. You clicked on the cat 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, so that's always going to work right now. Still 1 person watching, so congrats to you for sticking through this long. I know this hasn't felt the most professional. I mostly have just been playing around with live streaming. Wanted to see what it would take to start live streaming and recording like this. I would definitely plan out what I'm going to teach and practice it before I'd start recording. But I'm thinking about doing this sort of a thing. Making my own little channel, teaching people how to code. My main goal with teaching people how to code, and I know what I did today would probably go behind the head of somebody that was brand new to coding. But my goal of teaching people to code would be, most courses, when they teach you how to code, they're really, really boring to start off with. And that's largely because you need to learn the basics before you can get in and do the fun stuff. But at the same time, I think there's ways that we can get our feet wet much quicker. And then going back and learning the technical stuff is going to be so much more interesting once you've kind of learned, hey, look at how easily I can be useful with JavaScript, or look at how easily I can build a page with HTML. And then going back and Googling to find out the details. That's easy. That's just something you want to do real quick. It's my goal to kind of empower people that want to learn how to code, so they feel like they know why they need to code and they know how to search to find the answers that they need. That's the biggest thing with coding. Even when you've been doing it for a while, you forget stuff, you forget basic stuff. And you're always going to be searching and learning more. So I think that's going to be it for my live stream tonight. This was mostly just a testing playground. But thanks for viewing, my 1 loyal viewer. And hope you had fun and learned something.